congrats on an amazing new series, and I love you in this role. You're absolutely brilliant.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that.
You're welcome. So, can you tell us about your role as Gail Dornick and her bittersweet backstory coming out of Syntax?
Yeah, Gaal Dornick comes from a water planet called Synax. It's on the outskirts of the galaxy, and it's kind of rural. They don't have much technology there, and she solves an unsolvable proof, which she's actually not allowed to do. She's not allowed to, learn and do math and read on her planet, so she does it all in secret. And she gets invited by Harry Seldon to go to Trantor, which is like a city. It's a planet-wide city, so it's massive. It's very advanced technologically. Sorry, my. um, and it's like a country girl going to the big city. She's doe-eyed, and everything's exciting to her, and her journey starts on Trantor. And I think what she expects to happen is very different to what actually occurs.
And Gail was originally written in the book series as a white cis male. So, what are your thoughts on the inclusivity and the gender flipping of roles? To me, everything was just so amazing to see these characters come to life.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty amazing and brilliant thing to have, these roles changed, but also to reflect the world that we live in today. I don't think that watching a show like this and watching, everyone with the same race and gender would be at all as interesting as it is in this way. And so it's really exciting, and it's really powerful to have a young woman of color as one of the leads on a show like this. So I'm very excited to be part of this movement.
Absolutely. What were some of the highlights of working alongside Jared Harris and Alfred Enoch?
Oh, they're both so wonderful to work with. They are so experienced and really, really helped me a lot and were super supportive. They answered all my questions, and I learned so much from them. And their performances are wonderful. So, I had to try and keep up. I hope I did.
Absolutely. And is there anything that viewers can take away or learn from Foundation? This is a series that you don't have to be a science or math expert to understand it, but it makes you think.
Yeah, of course. I think the science and the math is a massive part of it, but I don't think you have to be, educated in that way so extremely to understand what's going on. I think the stories are very human stories. They're stories about love and family and, relationships and the struggle to survive. And I think that is what people will relate to, no matter, how much about math or science or not. And I think that's a special thing about this story is that it kind of has a little bit of everything for everyone, and everyone can relate to this, I think.
Absolutely. And did you know about Isaac Asimov's work prior to the role, or how did you prepare? Because the books are massive.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I wasn't a massive sci-fi reader. I don't think, other than like the Harry Potters, I suppose, which is more fantasy. But and when I got this role, I kind of said to my dad, "Oh, I think it's this show called Foundation. It's like based on these books," and he was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm such a fan." And he had read them, throughout his childhood, and he always jokes about him and Asimov having the same PhD, and he's like, he helped me with the math in my auditions, and it was just so wonderful to be able to share that with him because he's been so supportive in my career, for my whole life, So it's kind of meant to be that this is the role that I kind of start my career with. And yeah, preparing for it was amazing. It was an incredible auditioning process, and everyone made it, wonderful, and I will never forget it.
And you auditioned amongst 500 other women and
It's
landed this
crazy.
role. What was that audition
Yeah.
process like?
Oh my goodness, it was amazing. I mean, I had 3 rounds, and after the first one, I was like, okay, we're moving. That's great. And then I met David in the second one, and it just felt so right. I called my dad straight afterwards, and I was like, I don't care if I don't get it. I just had the best time in that audition room. And then we had a 5-day test, like audition in Limerick, and it was me and 5 other girls going up for Gaal. But it was the most empowering experience I've ever been part of. I mean, seeing all these women of color, young women of color like me, starting out their careers and all being so supportive. It was like, I know we were competing kind of, but it didn't feel that way. Like we made a WhatsApp group and we have like a group photo, and we're all like, we were sat there cheering each other on when each of us had a turn, and it was a pretty surreal thing, and I am so grateful. I would have been grateful even if I hadn't gotten it. So it was wonderful.
Nice. And we see you drifting off into space in episode 2, I believe. Can you tease anything about Gail's return to the storyline or her evolution?
Yeah. The thing I can say is that her journey is tough. It's difficult. She really does have to, overcome a lot of heartache and loss. But she is super strong, and I think all the strengths that she has and all the qualities that keep her going, that she doesn't even realize are within her reach, really kick in. And she is so empowering and powerful, and I cannot wait for young women to be able to look at her and hopefully see themselves and see some hope in how they can kind of achieve whatever they want to going forward in their lives.
Absolutely. Well, Lou, thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and wishing you the best with your next projects.
Thank you so much, Nikki. It was lovely to meet you.
Too. Bye-bye.
Bye.